Talk about the winners. We're going to get to you, Mariah, in just a little bit. Let's talk about the winners this week.
For the Week 9 winner, we have Heather Paris. Congratulations. And for the random winner, we have Vincent Pareda. So come by the KUAM Studios 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and pick up your prize.
I think Vince has won a couple times already.
Yep, Vince's football savvy is not to be messed with. That guy knows his pigskin.
Yeah, and speaking of that, who else knows their pigskin pick'em? Still leading the KUAM charge, it's Mariah.
Oh, that's a no.
Yeah, no, we're not worried about those other guys. You know, it's just us here. So with Dave Delgado, Ken St. Nicholas, Jason, myself,
we all don't
Mariah
matter.
is still leading. However, I am creeping up on you, Mariah.
No!
So I beat you this week. I was 21, you were 22, and overall you're 23, I'm 24.
Yeah, I am 23 though.
Ah, she's for every year of her life.
Numerology.
So I gotta stop picking the same as you.
We have the same score too for Week 10.
We have all the picks. All right. So we'll get into that. Jason, how'd you do this week? Did you save your picks?
Miss Andy's cheating.
I think we have the same picks again.
My picks were terrible. I got 11 wrong. I don't know what I was thinking. Actually, I do know what I was thinking, and everything about it incorrect.
You got 11 wrong?
Yeah.
Wow.
11 wrong.
Wow.
I had a lot of faith in defense that did not come through.
Yeah.
Good showing up.
Because I got, I think, 5 wrong.
Yeah, you got 5 wrong.
Wow. I mean, I'm not bragging on it.
Yeah.
But Mariah did best of us for the week, I think.
No, you said you're ahead of me in the week.
I don't know.
I seem to have faith in the Texans. You know, it's not blind faith. It's
right.
just empty at this point.
Yeah, well, with the injury, J.J. Watt's out, Deshaun Watson out for the season. They got Tom Savage in, who could have won the game for them, but he got sacked and fumbled the ball on the last play of the game.
Now, here's the thing. My mindset was, okay, the Astros just won the World Series. First World Series. Congratulations to Houston again.
Yeah, way to go. Stros before hose.
Wow. I'm learning a lot. I did not know you can say that on the podcast. But well done.
This we'll find that out.
Yeah, okay. We'll find out soon enough. I was thinking the city is rallying. They're going to be inspired. I mean, even given the fact that Watson went down, he's out for the season, but it didn't happen.
No, because he brings so much to that offense, not just a pocket passer. I mean, he's so elusive. He can run. He's smart. I mean, obviously he knows how to win big games. They've stumbled a little bit, but he was tied for the lead as far as touchdowns in the NFL. Mm-hmm. So, he just brings that certain something, just like Aaron Rodgers for Green Bay. He brings that certain something to the table that you just can't replace with your backup.
And that's amazing to say about a kid who's 24 and has only played 9 professional games.
Yeah, he's got a bright future. Just got to get healthy. But, yeah, Houston, I think they may eke a couple wins out the rest of the season, but they just don't have that.
Will be that streak.
Yeah, they don't have that it guy in the backfield like Deshaun Watson. So, they're going to stumble a little bit, and then it doesn't get easier. They've got the Rams this week,
who looked amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it was against the Giants, who look horrendous.
Oh, they're so bad this year. But it's getting worse.
Jared Goff was like Dan Marino back there all of a sudden.
Yeah. Well, the Giants made Jared Goff look like Peyton Manning back there. So crazy week. Let's go ahead and look at some of the games that we have on KUAM TV 8. First off, a divisional matchup in Arizona. Seattle going in there, and Arizona with Carson Palmer out. Who's their backup again? I forget the guy's name. Is Palmer still out?
Yeah.
I don't know. Look for Adrian Peterson to have a big game again. They're going to ride him pretty heavily because if they do have a backup QB, Seattle playing really well. Larry Fitzgerald, I mean, come on, you can't go wrong with that guy. But I think Seattle's going to do it. Arizona, so promising coming into the season, but they just haven't been able to really put it together in the past few games. So I've got Seattle winning that game. Who do you got?
Our community is 79% riding with the Seahawks on the road.
Yeah, me too.
Still do not look good. Earl Thomas, bad hamstring.
Yeah.
He probably won't play. I've actually got the Cardinals, even though they are massive, massive underdogs in this win.
And after that loss that Seattle just had to the Redskins went into Seattle and beat them.
Yeah.
It's hard to win in Seattle. Is that the Hardest place? I don't think so. I mean, the past few years it has been. But, coming off of that loss, they do have their injuries. They've got some issues with running. So I think it's going to be a good one, but I think Seattle's going to bounce back. Pete Carroll always does a good job of getting the team ready despite injuries and all that.
Yep. Well, we got a shout out right now. Hey, Jason and Andy and Mariah from Nicholas Titan. Hi,
Hello.
Nicholas.
What's up, Nick?
Hello.
Yes, Rico. Rico Blancaflor just commented. He says 49ers will win their first game. I think he's right.
Shall we talk about that? Somebody's got to win and somebody's got to lose.
I do want to talk about this game. The Niners, winless. The Giants look like they're not ever going to win another game in the history of their franchise, the way they've been playing lately. The Niners have been losing close ones. They did lose one that was kind of a blowout, but most of their losses have been fairly close. So I think they're right there on the cusp of getting a win. I don't want to say right there on the cusp of winning a championship, but they're getting a win. I think this is the week to do it. They're at home with New York, who is just reeling and playing terribly. So I got the Niners winning this one. I don't think they're going to start Garoppolo yet.
Now here's the funny thing. They traded for Jimmy Garoppolo. Everybody's automatically anointing him. Oh, he's the quarterback of the season. He's going to play here for 12 years.
Yeah.
He's going to retire when he's 42.
Right.
All that stuff. If they continue their streak of ineptitude, and I say that as a former 49er fan, they will have the number one pick, and they could get Sam Darnold coming out of USC.
Right. Yeah.
It's them or the Jets.
They've got a lot of pieces they need to get. Quarterback, one of the big glaring problems, but, I think you maybe not focus everything on Garoppolo this year, but get him in a few games to kind of see how he works in the system, because Kyle Shanahan, I think he needs that quarterback that can run, that can throw, that can do it all, and Garoppolo might be that guy.
But how many games did Jimmy G win for the Pats and everything? Because everybody seems to be so high on him. Just like Matt Castle when he took over for Tom Brady. Everybody's like, "Oh, Matt Castle's this otherworldly quarterback."
Yeah.
He did well.
Yeah,
you got to admit that he did well. He went to a Pro Bowl.
Right. Is Garoppolo their franchise quarterback? I don't know. That's why they need to test it out and let him play a few games this season. If not start, maybe 4 games. See where they are, and if that's not working, then look for a quarterback in the draft. But then you've got to groom a guy, because Garoppolo's got a few years in the league as a backup, but played really well in preseason, and when he does get the chance, he plays well. So I think, he won 2 games with the Pats?
Exactly my point.
Brady was out?
He wins 2 games as a reliever, and all of a sudden he's Johnny Unitas.
I wouldn't get carried away with that.
That's what I mean.
So I've got the Niners winning this one, regardless of who starts. I think you get the Giants. Okay, that bodes well for a team at home. So Niners fans out there, our boy Double D, I got you. Niners are going to get their first win of the season this week.
Rolling with the 49ers.
Who'd you pick?
I might change it.
She picked the Giants. No, stick with that.
No.
All right, she picked the Giants. Stick with
change it. No, I'm going to change it.
Don't.
I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it.
I'm trying to gain ground on Mariah, but she's picking the same games I'm picking. So
I wish you guys could feel how tense just the competition is in here between these two.
It's intense.
Cut it with a knife.
Let's talk about another game on KUAM. Chargers, Jaguars. Interesting matchup. Chargers have eked out a few wins, and Jacksonville's defense, look out. They are good. They are legit.
And you've been with them all year on their defense.
I have. First game of the season, first 2 games, they had 6-10 sacks, something like that. So, their secondary's playing well. They've got some issues. Bortles not exactly running for MVP, but he has been playing all right. So I think in Jacksonville, I think the Jags are going to get that win.
Yeah, I got the Jags.
Same.
Chargers on the road, that's just too much for them to do.
Yeah, Chargers, one of those teams. They could. Phillip Rivers could go out there and light them up for 45 points, or they could just not.
Okay, may I bring something up, sir? This is your studio, your show. I bow to you.
Show.
Okay.
Our show.
Well, your domain. You are the master of this place, both of you. Jets and Buccaneers. I want to talk about people our age that are gamers that played Madden for years and years and years. We loved it so much. Talk about the Madden curse. Remember all the guys that got hurt when they made the cut out of Madden?
Yeah.
Eddie George got hurt.
Yeah, a lot of guys.
Donovan McNabb got hurt.
Yep.
All those guys. How about the curse of Hard Knocks? The HBO show. The Rams were there. The Rams were there last year. They stunk on ice last year. They're really, really good. The Buccaneers this year, what happened to those guys?
It's just
they were expected
so much talent.
They're expected to go to at least the second round of the playoffs. They're 2-6 now.
Jameis Winston came into the season with such expectations. You know, it's his third year in the league. He's all right. He's there. He's ready to be that big, but it just hasn't been happening. Mike Evans, they've had some issues, and the defense was supposed to be really stout this year. It's just not been working out. They had a few games where they look like, all right, this is the team that we thought they were, but they haven't been. And now I think they're shutting Jameis Winston down.
Yeah.
With his shoulder. So the coach is like, you know what? We'll let him sit. And also his attitude, not a fan. He still has a lot of growing up to do. So this one, I've got the Jets. Jets are kind of hot, man. Before the season, people were talking that the Jets are going to not win a game.
Yeah.
They're going to go winless. They're going to go 0-16. But McCown's stepping in. He's really started to play a little bit, and I think they're not a playoff team.
As much as I want to see the Bucs win, and I have been a fan of the Bucs uniform. You may like this, as a fashionista. I go with the Bucs all the way back to the Creamsicles days, way back when they were perennial 0-15. As much as I want to see them win, I don't see them pulling this one out. Jets, Jets.
I hate seeing the Jets win anything.
They've been winning.
But they have been winning.
You hate seeing the Jets win anything, or the Dolphins win anything, or
Bills,
Yankees.
Different sport. Speaking of that, AFC East. Let's talk about the Patriots going into.
Oh, gee, what a surprise!
The flailing. Well, this is another game on KUAM TV8, Jason. That's why I'm bringing this game up.
Okay.
It's Sunday Night Football on KUAM TV8. Has nothing to do with the fact that I like
it has
the
everything.
Patriots.
What a coincidence!
So this one, the Broncos. You think, all right, offense is their only problem. However, the Eagles go in and drop, 52 on them?
Yep.
Which is crazy, because that defense is supposed to be a championship-level defense, but they got lit up by Carson Wentz. Now, Carson Wentz is playing well.
Von Miller and Aqib Talib are only two guys.
Yeah,
they cannot play every single position.
Yeah, so the Broncos, the offense is just terrible. Simeon not getting it done, so they're like, all right, you're benched. Brock Osweiler comes in.
Earmuffs, that's your guy.
He's not getting it done, so I've definitely got the Patriots winning this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Even though they're going into Mile High, Tom Brady is basically, that's his other home stadium.
Right.
I don't think it's going to be I don't see them winning, 40-13 or anything like that. I actually see it being pretty competitive, but I don't see the Broncos winning.
Yeah, I don't. Because against New England, regardless, you have to score a lot of points. And I just don't think Denver can do that. Unless they run the ball ridiculously well with C.J. Anderson, I just don't see them pulling it out. Even though it's at home in Mile High, like you said, New England, of course I have to pick them every game.
Yeah. Andy, what about the Pats defense? Because it took them about 7 games to finally show up this season, but they have been impressive.
They're improving. I don't think that's a defense that can win a championship at the moment, but they are improving, and that's what you want to see. Because you're not going to change around your season in one game, go from being the worst defense in the league to shutting down the best offenses, but you can make those changes, and that's what Belichick and that staff are great at, is making adjustments throughout the season. And so I think they're going to get better. Hopefully they continue that trend of getting better. Tom Brady, obviously, he still needs some help to, not be on the field forever. So, defense is getting better, and that's key. Obviously, when we get into these Burr months, the playoffs are coming in, it's getting colder. Guys are going to start running the ball more, so defense, very important. And Patriots, hopefully they can continue that. What are some other matchups that are interesting here?
Cowboys-Falcons is not easy to pick.
No, that was not an easy one to pick. Cowboys-Falcons, definitely looking at that game. Where did that go?
Cowboys, you never know. They're going to look like the best team in the league, or they're going to stink up the joint.
So it's like who's showing up to the game?
Yeah,
exactly. Jerry Jones, $80 kajillion stadium and everything like that, and the worst team that's in there is the team that he owns.
Well, I think this whole thing with Zeke, suspended, not suspended. There's a stay. No, he can play. It's just messing with his rhythm and practicing. Because if they're suspended, okay, all right, he can't practice. And then they say, oh, no, he's unsuspended, so he can practice. But then, no, he's suspended, so it's...
So you better just get that out of the way so then he can play when he's done his...
And then all these problems and all these distractions off the field and everything, everybody's going to be, oh, man, it's going to be a mess. And then Zeke and Dak Prescott wind up and have like 7 touchdowns between them.
Yeah. And they're playing what I think is the big disappointment of the season. There's been a lot of surprises, teams that you thought were going to be terrible that are good. Falcons, I mean, basically they have the same players they did last year. They lost Shanahan though, and we're starting to see how important he was to that offense last year in their Super Bowl run. And they're just, not getting it done. So I've got the Cowboys going into Atlanta and getting the win.
Again, I cannot fathom for the Falcons, if that makes any sense.
No.
Did you guys know, by the way, who the owner of the Falcons is? You would probably appreciate this. The guy who started Home Depot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Arthur Blank?
Arthur Blank.
Yeah, he started Home Depot? I didn't know that.
That's his thing.
I just figured he's a rich dude, whatever.
Headquartered in the ATL.
We don't run in the same circles.
Yeah. It's amazing how Steve Sarkisian, again, I bring this up because it's mind-boggling to me, and I'm more of a college guy than I am pro, but someone who's known and respected as such an offensive innovator and everything like that cannot get things going with those weapons.
With those weapons, yeah. It's ridiculous.
Mohamed Sanu would be a 1 receiver on any other team, and the only reason he's a 2 on his team is because Julio Jones lines up on the other side.
Yeah, they triple cover Julio Jones, so he gets open. And this could be one of those games where the Falcons get it together and go up and put up 48 points or something on the Cowboys. Because, Dallas, their defense, not exactly their strong suit this year. It's better than it was the year before last. So, I don't know. Falcons could light you up. Julio Jones could have a 200-yard game and score 3 touchdowns. You never know.
Asleep.
Yeah. So we got a lot of interesting matchups this week. We want to thank you guys for playing along. Again, KUAM Pigskin Pick'ems. You can still sign up, win a weekly prize if you win the week, and a random prize if you're in the top 20 or so. So go to KUAM.com, sign up, play along with us. That's Jason Salas. That's Mariah. I'm Andy Wheeler. Thank you guys, and enjoy some football.